Barack Obama is a former president of the United States who served 2 terms in office from 2009 to 2017. He was the first African American to be elected to the presidency, and his tenure in office was marked by a number of significant accomplishments and challenges. What Barack Obama did well. Healthcare reform. One of the most significant achievements of Obama's presidency was the passage of the Affordable Care Act, ACA, commonly known as Obamacare. This legislation made healthcare more accessible and affordable for millions of Americans who previously had limited or no access to healthcare. The ACA also included provisions for pre-existing conditions and allowed young adults to stay on their parents' insurance until the age of 26. Economic recovery. Obama inherited an economy in freefall after the 2008 financial crisis. He took bold steps to stabilize the economy and initiate a long-term recovery. This included the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, which invested billions of dollars in infrastructure and job creation, and the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act, which aimed to prevent another financial crisis by regulating the banking and financial industry. Environmental protection. Obama was committed to addressing climate change and protecting the environment. He implemented policies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, increase the use of renewable energy sources, and protect public lands and waters. He also negotiated the Paris Climate Agreement, which committed nearly 200 countries to working together to reduce global emissions. Foreign policy. Obama made significant strides in improving America's relationships with other countries. He negotiated the Iran nuclear deal, restored diplomatic relations with Cuba, and oversaw the successful operation that led to the killing of Osama bin Laden. What Barack Obama did wrong. Immigration reform. Despite promising comprehensive immigration reform during his campaign, Obama failed to deliver on this issue during his presidency. He did take executive action to protect certain groups of undocumented immigrants from deportation, but his efforts were ultimately limited by legal challenges. Racial justice. Obama faced criticism from many in the Black Lives Matter movement for not doing enough to address systemic racism and police brutality against Black Americans. While he made some efforts to address these issues, including launching the My Brother's Keeper initiative to help young men of color, many felt that his actions fell short of what was needed. National debt. While Obama inherited a massive national debt, his policies and spending did little to alleviate the problem. The national debt continued to rise throughout his presidency, reaching nearly $20 trillion by the time he left office. Partisan divisions. Despite his efforts to reach across the aisle and work with Republicans, Obama faced significant partisan opposition during his presidency. This led to a number of legislative roadblocks and prevented him from achieving many of his policy goals. AI's assessment of Barack Obama. Barack Obama was a successful and accomplished president who made significant strides in a number of important areas. His healthcare reform, economic recovery, environmental protection, and foreign policy achievements were all significant and impactful. However, his failure to address comprehensive immigration reform, racial justice, and the national debt were significant shortcomings of his presidency. Additionally, the partisan divisions and opposition he faced during his tenure were challenging and prevented him from accomplishing even more. Overall, Obama's presidency was marked by significant accomplishments and challenges, and he will likely be remembered as one of the most consequential presidents in American history.